If you only knew the power of the dark side.
2, 1, 0.
My little pied-à-terre lies beyond here. You'll find some of my treasures there. Please, help yourself to those that suit you. Thank you very much. I will return the favor one day.
Do you like ghouls and ghosts? Do you love that game spectacularly called Dark Souls? Do you see demons? Do you fight them? Well, that's what you do in Dark Souls 2, of course, which is an amazing, amazing game made by Namco Bandai. You know those guys who made Tekken and like Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man? It's a great game. It's basically the sequel to the first Dark Souls game. The great thing about it is I managed to get some first-hand on impressions of the game to, you know, take a first look, because I was a member of the press, being Michael Burhan and all. I was allowed to go in there and actually experience the game firsthand, and it was great. It was extremely enjoyable, and the only complaint I would actually have about it is the fact that it was very, very... Well, it wasn't very laggy, but it was it was enough that you could see the lag, but not enough that it hinders the game in a sense. The mechanics of your character was pretty good. You could play from a warrior, a knight, and also you could play like from other different classes as well. You do the same as you do in the previous game, where you level up yourself, you level up your armor, you buy new armor using souls, and also replenish your health using those sort of like light stones. It was a very, very good first impression of the game in a sense, because I had a nice little preview that truthfully I couldn't get past because it was extremely difficult. It's one of those games that you really need to sit down and actually farm in. You know, collect as many souls as you can, grab the best armor that you can in order to actually move on in the game to get to that point where you can just destroy certain monsters. The version I played was on the PlayStation 3. It had a very unique kind of appearance. It still had those sort of brown and grey undertones in a sense, but you could feel the textures of the grass, the way that the character sort of plays through as well. The fact is though that the game was extremely hard, which stays in the same tone as the original Dark Souls, because you had enemies literally just jumping you from left, right, center. There was one point I had about 3 or 4 enemies jump me at the same time, trying to chop me in pieces. And the mechanics of the game work similar to the original as well at the same time. This time though, you get to meet a bunch of witches who tell you what you need to do and sort of provide you with your equipment, and you know, you get sort of like the normal type of weapons and stuff. It was very, very enjoyable, and one thing I will say is I'm gonna grab a copy of it so I can have a bit more in-depth playthrough, maybe do a playthrough on the YouTube channel and see how it goes from there. But as an all-rounded game, as from what I've played of it, of course, because it's still a little unfinished, you know, they wouldn't allow us to go through a certain point. It was great, and I have to give a big thank you to Namco Bandai for opening up their doors, and also to Chua, the gentleman who was in charge of public relations there. He was amazing. And I've got myself on Namco's list to try out some more of their games, so you're going to be seeing a lot more of the assets and stuff on this YouTube channel. They provided me with everything, you know, allowing me not to have sort of like, there's no embargo on this. They won't make me or any other press member shut our mouths in terms of what we see in the game, which is great. You know, I have to say it's extremely impressive But as I said, from what I played in the game, it was... if I wanted to give it a rating now, which I'm not going to, but if I did, I would possibly give it a 7 out of 10, because the game itself looks very impressive, it appears very impressive, and it handles very well as well at the same time. It's something that I will, you know, even when I was there, I was dedicating a lot of time through it. I spent 5 hours on this game, and usually I don't dedicate that much time to... I don't have that much time in terms of gaming, so it was really good to play, and I enjoyed myself, so hats up to them. And I want to know your impressions. Have you tried the game yet? Or do you know someone who's tried the game yet? What does it look like on the videos and still shots that you've seen? And let me know what you think. Did this review help you? Do you want me to do more of these? If you do, let me know. So this is Michael Burhan saying, I've got gameplay. Have you?